else's life. You got free will to do right or wrong. Just because somebody did something to you does not mean you have to take the initiative to do something wrong to somebody else and violate somebody else's body sexually. There is no excuse for pedophilia. I don't care if you were raped or not. That's no excuse. You still took the initiative to go and put your hands on somebody that you should have never touched. To place your hand somewhere on somebody's body that your hand does not belong. Or whatever you place. That in my opinion needs to be cut off, but y'all ain't got to agree with me. Let me tell you something. And I know there are women pedophiles out there too, so whatever she got need to be. Well, you know what? Let me just keep my opinion to myself because I don't want to put myself up in this conference. Because if I put myself up in this conference, every pedophile will be lynched out there. Okay? Male or female. Don't nobody have a right to touch a child inappropriately, nor another grown man or another grown woman. Nobody has a right to put their hands on you in a inappropriate way, in a sexual manner, unless they have been you've given them the permission to. And if it's a child ain't gonna give nobody permission, no way. And nobody has any business doing that to a child. That goes to show those people are messed up in the mind. They need to go get some counseling. So the energy that they're using to go rape somebody, they can use that to make an appointment to go sit with a counselor and try to get well. So there is no excuse for pedophilia. And I have no pity for a pedophile. Not even one. Never will I have pity for a pedophile nor a rapist. Because they choose to be who they are. They didn't have a choice as to what was done to them, but they do have a choice over what they do to somebody else or not do. Trying to destroy somebody else's life because they feel like somebody else destroyed theirs, instead of going to taking the initiative to go get counseling to counteract the attack that was done to them, so that they can take their life back from the thief that came to steal, kill, and destroy them. Oh, I'm talking about it right now. So anyway, that was for somebody. You know, you need to just watch people that come in your neighborhoods and lurk. You know, if your children are out, I don't really even see children outside playing nowadays like back in the day. Everything is so, they're all into computers now and video games and stuff. But when we were coming up, we played baseball. We played with Barbie dolls, the girls did, and the boys, they played with the little, I guess they're trucks or whatever. And, we did things. We went camping. We played with our dogs. We went hiking. We did children things. I don't see kids doing nowadays. You remember when you could drive down the road, you see children outside maybe playing in the yard. You don't even see that nowadays. Does anybody even see children outside playing at all? Playing kickball, volleyball, basketball. It's like it's a thing of the past. But anyway, if for those of you, if you do live in a neighborhood and your children are outside playing or whatever, and there's somebody lurking around your neighborhood, you better watch them. Now, the person that used to lurk in my neighborhood, to my knowledge, I don't know if they're living or dead, but they know who they are. But I would just want to let that person know right now, you won't fool in nobody. If you still alive, you won't fool in nobody. I was on to you. And not only was I on to you, but every child in that neighborhood was, except who you were related to until you tried them. So, you lucky you alive today, whoever you are, and you know who you are. And I'm just sending that out. Like I said, nobody bothered me, of course, because hey, that man didn't want to draw back no stub. But anyway, I ain't trying to be funny, but hey, I'm just tired. Like I said, I've always had a lot of fight in me. And, I've always been protective of other people. And I was very intuitive even as a little child. And I'm even more so intuitive now. And I just knew something didn't feel right. And for you, I don't know if children will hear this video or not, but you need to tell your children that if something don't feel right, it's probably not right. And you need to pay attention to your children when they get around certain adults and they get real shy, they get real reserved, they start acting nervous and fidgety and shaky. It's something behind that. They get real timid. I was always very attentive to how other children act, even though I was a little child. I can remember being around a certain child that was very timid as a when she was little, obviously, and I knew that she was being abused. Yelled at, screamed at. I just knew it, and I was a little child myself. But if another child was being mistreated, I would know. I would know. Um, I just how could somebody mistreat a child? You know, and how could somebody violate a child sexually? And for a lot of children, it's their own fathers. As a father, you're supposed to protect your children. As a mother, you're supposed to protect your children, even if it's from their own father. And for the fathers, even if it's from their own mother, you're not supposed to let. If you married to a woman or date a woman that beat your children, somebody need to, somebody need to beat you. You need to protect your children from her. You're not supposed to let nobody hurt your children. And for those of you, if you're out there, if you're having disturbing thoughts about hurting your children, you need to take the initiative to make an appointment as soon as possible and go get yourself some therapy. Because something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. If you're having thoughts to hurt your own children or somebody else's, something is wrong with you. And if you do hurt somebody else's children or your own, you need to be locked up because you had options. You had the choice whether to go get help or indulge in that urge that you had. You always have options. It's up to you to choose the right one or the wrong one. But to those pedophiles out there under the sound of my voice, you don't have a right to place your hands on nobody. You don't have a right to have sex with nobody that don't want to have sex with you, and especially not a child. For those males out there, you're just getting involved with women just so you can rape their little boys to turn them into homosexuals, or rape their little girls to turn them into just destroy their lives. God's judgment is going to be upon you. You're going to reap what you sow. You might think it's funny now, but you won't be laughing in that lake of fire. If you don't repent, you won't be laughing in that lake of fire. Because whether if you repent or not, there's this thing called karma. What goes around comes around. You still gonna suffer behind what you cause somebody else, cause the suffering that you cause for somebody else's life. You have a right to put your hand on nobody. Nobody. And for you women out there, as I've stated in my other conference, if you want to know why your sons are so effeminate, maybe you need to take a look at those men that you brought around them. Take a look at your brothers that you thought you knew that you didn't know, or your uncles that you thought you knew you didn't know, or your men friends. Because somebody, for a lot of these men out here, somebody made them effeminate. Now I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of these males out here, they don't even look at females. They don't have no chase at all. You're not going to tell me that's natural behavior for a man. You're not going to tell me that it's natural for a man to have an attitude towards a woman. You're not going to tell me that it's natural for a man to feel competitive with a woman. You're not going to tell me it's natural for a man to bad mouth and talk down about a woman. They hate women because they hate you. Because maybe somebody you love, you let somebody rape them. That person raped them. So now they hate all women. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not going to say it's none of my business, because anytime something go down with a child, I make it my business. But I will say this. This world is off balance. This world is not normal. It's not, how can I put it? It's not operating the way it should. It's operating in dysfunction. And I feel like that as a result of a lot of these males being molested, it's just easier for them to give in to what they are naturally attracted to, which is the same sex, rather than fight against it and pretend they want a woman, because that's initially what they were turned on to as little boys. And even though they didn't like being violated, it made them form some type of twisted, sick attraction toward the same sex. Because I don't care what nobody says. The correct order is male and female, not male to male and female to female. But for